Siku zimepita kama upepo baridi, kumbukumbu zako bado zinanikaribi. Mbona giza linafunika nuru? Maisha bila wewe nawekwa juu ya muundo mbovu. Huzuni yangu ni mto wa machozi, kila tone lina hadithi ya maumivu mazito. Kila pumzi ni mwito wa moyo wangu, nirudishie furaha njiani kwangu.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of the Grief Podcast. My name is June and it's nice to have you here. Today's episode is like none other. Today's episode, I am not going to lie, I'm a bit nervous. I'm also excited because the guest we are having today is no ordinary guest.
When you know somebody that you have been together for those years and now that the person is no more, surely you don't have anything else but to ask God to give you that ability to accept what has happened. She has gone. I'm left now with my children. And if I now show a lot of pain, also my children will possibly be more than I am feeling. Life has been, let's say, a bit comfortable because God answered our prayers, especially my prayers, since she left us and there's no way that she was going to come back. Blessings of having children. And now, recently, he gave me a great grandchild. Yeah. These are some of the things that really keep me in a very high spirit. Knowing that I have a child called Ngare, I have a child called Nyagodhie, I have a child called Wambui. So I now have a great grandchild called Jambali. So these are some of the things that now give me a lot of pleasure, and I feel so good and thankful to God.
Welcome to the show, Baba. Yeah, please introduce yourself.
Thank you, my dear daughter. My name is David Nderitu, and I am a dad to June, and I'm extremely excited and happy to be among you here. The only person with very much white hair. So I feel so much welcome.
So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, our guest today is none other than my father, my biological father, Mr. David Nderitu. Some people know him as Baba Ngare. Some people know him, Ngare is my elder bro. Some people know him as Baba June because of me. And yeah, kuna wale wanamuitanga mwalimu. Yes. So welcome to the show, Baba. It's very nice to have you here.
Thank you, my dear daughter.
Yeah.
Hi to everyone present here. My name is, as I have told you, David Nderitu, and I have been a teacher, or let's say what is called by British the noble profession. That is, I have been a teacher, but after some years I got to the age where one is asked to go home, and now I'm a retired teacher. So I'm extremely happy to be here today.
Thank you so much for coming, Baba. So let us get straight into the conversation. I'd like you to tell me a bit about, let's go back in the day kidogo. Tell me about how you and Mommy met. At that time when you and Mommy met.
that as it is normal to every human being, we are created by God for later to be joined and be made a couple. And surely after my time being single, I came to be blessed with a lady, a beautiful lady, a respectful lady, whom we always had a lot of laughter, a lot of smiles when we were together. So after sometimes we became very good parents, and we are blessed with 3 children. One is Ngare, or Thomas Ngare, and the other one is Irene Nyagodhie, who is named after my mother. Then we got blessed with a 3rd child, who is named after my mother-in-law, and we have been so grateful living together. The time God gave us to be together, but there came a time, there is a time to come into this world, and there is a time to leave this world. So it became a time when my wife had to go back to where she had come from in God's holy hands. And now we are the way we are now.
Okay. Tell me some of the things that you remember most fondly about Mommy. I know you used to really like her laughter. Mommy's laughter, you could hear it from almost a kilometer away. Tell me some of the things you really liked about Mommy.
Surely, the time we were given by God to be together, a lot of time is when we were so extremely happy, most of the time. And Satan was mostly ashamed because he could not approach us the way he would like to get control of ourselves. But we took control of ourselves with our God's grace. So we had a very good time together.
There's some memories I usually have as a child, and I would remember there are many times I would see my dad bring my mom gifts. I don't know if that was his way of expressing love. I'm not so sure, but I think so, yeah. I think that is how you used to express love to her, because I remember you used to gift her perfumes. I remember perfumes a lot. I don't remember other things, but mostly nakumbukanga ulikuwa unambaia perfumes, sometimes clothes, nice things like that. You used to like gifting her?
Oh, sure. That is part of people who love each other.
Yeah.
And surely because of the great love that we had, I could not avoid bringing her presents when I felt like giving her something. So it was part of our life together as an expression of how happy we used to be when together. So that is how I did it.
All right. I have so many memories of, growing up. And first of all, Baba has mentioned that we are 3 at home. There's my brother, who's the firstborn, then my sister, and then me. So one small detail is that I am the lastborn, and I came after a 15-year gap. Between my brother and my sister, there's a 2-year gap. And then now between them and me is a whole 15 years later. And so sometimes I feel like I was brought up almost like an only child. And yeah, in a way, I was a bit, nilispoiliwa kidogo tu si sana. But the way Baba used to bring gifts for Mami, he used to also bring me gifts. I remember, because even to date my kids, you bring them things. Watoto wote kwetu wanajuanga that Guka ama Ngaguya, some people call him Ngaguya, that's grandfather in Masai. So Guka ama Ngaguya always has something in his pocket. So when he comes home, that is his signature. And I remember very fondly moments like that, because many times ilikuanga tu mimi, wewe na mami, because Ngare and mom, my sister, we call her mom, they were already grown, so by the time mimi sasa nikiwa mtoto, it was always the three of us. And one of the memories I remember, after church on Sunday, sijui kama unaweza kumbuka baba, after church on Sundays, we used to go out. We used to go for lunch. Either we go have nyama choma, ama some fried chicken and chips. And me, I really enjoyed those moments. I really had fun with them. And one thing I remember about mami, sijui kama unakumbuka baba, mami alikuwa anapenda pilipili.
Pilipili,
alikuwa anapenda sana pilipili hata kwa food. She would put so much. Saa zingine nakumbuka tukienda nyama choma, and she would eat so much pilipili mpaka anaanza hiyo kama kahoma, but hata wacha, she just wants it that way. And yeah, I remember memories like that. And they're good times. They're good times. I think I can say for sure that yes, marriages have challenges here and there.
Oh, sure, yes.
But I did see the good moments between you and Mami. You guys really shared, a good love story. And it is inspiring for the time that... By the way, how many years were you guys together before Mami passed?
Oh, before she left us, we had stayed for 33 good years.
33 years.
33 good years.
Wow. That's such a huge
Leading
blessing.
a very happy and respectable time.
I remember. And by the way, we were just talking about this off camera before we started shooting, that I get my skin tone from my dad. And it's very interesting because my mom was very dark skinned. She was a bit dark, not a bit, she was quite dark skinned, but yeah, it seems like I got Baba's skin tone. But my dad tells me I look like Mami. So, ni kweli Baba? Nafanana na Mami? Sura. That's very nice. I thank God. Because she was a very beautiful woman, yeah?
She was.
She had the most beautiful smile.
Oh,
and this laughter that could fill the room.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So I remember I was in, was it Form 2? I was either end of Form 1 or Form 2, because it was either 2010 or 2011. And that's when Mami started falling ill. I didn't know. Sikuwa najua that Mami is starting to experience something. And I remember this one day when now I knew that she was unwell. Kwanza tulikuwa tumekosana. Tulikuwa tumekosana. I was an adolescent, so I was starting to feel myself. Naona kama mimi ni mwerevu sana. And I remember that day tulikosana. She had come to get me from tea room. Nilikuwa nimetoka shule. So alinikujia tea room. And then I was telling her how I am so mature. Nataka niende peke yangu. Sikuwa unanikujia. I can bring myself home. Home is Kiserian. And so when she came to get me, I didn't know what she was going through, but mi nimeanza kumzushia na mwambia Mami. In fact, we didn't walk together. Sometimes I remember vitu zingine nasikia vibaya, but I also laugh because I didn't know any better. And so the reason I'm bringing this story is I want you to tell me about that time when now mlianza kurealize that Mami is not feeling well, like something is wrong. Tell us a bit about that story.
Oh, sure. Because of the long time that we had stayed without having sickness problems, once it came, surely it interrupted a lot of our free time, a lot of our happy time. So it had to affect us. And surely there is that response to such a things happening in a couple's life. But all this, God gave his grace, and surely we went ahead smoothly.
Is there a point when you realized that Mami is unwell? Kuna mahali, did you ever get scared? You as an individual, kuna wakati do you remember feeling scared or being worried because of the illness?
Surely, once you have had a very healthy time, healthy time always keeps people in good mood. But once something like that happens, you find that something changed. And as a prayerful mzee, I really prayed that this thing did not affect or interrupt our being together. So it really affected, but God's grace showed his willingness to see us through.
So what I'm also getting from this is that when that tough time was upon you guys, your refuge was prayer. Wakati ulikuwa una feel ni kama it's very heavy, it's very hard, you used to run to God, you used to pray.
Well, I can always say God loves me. God loves me because he told me that whatever now we are going through, it's only prayer that can see us through. And so I got into talking to God, sometimes talking to God alone, sometimes talking to God with my wife, and surely God answered our prayers. Yes.
I remember how you used to call her Kate. When you're in good moods. My mom's name was Catherine, and I used to remember when my dad was there, sometimes they used to be very playful with mommy, and I remember you calling her Kate many times.
Yes.
Yeah. I want to share something that's a bit sensitive, and I think we had this conversation a short while after mommy passed. So personally, when I realized that she was unwell, because iyo siku yenye tulikosana, she was actually going to see a doctor. You remember our old family doctor, Dr. Saleh?
Dr. Saleh, Ongata Rongai.
Yeah, may God rest his soul in peace. Dr. Saleh used to be, he was the best doctor. He was the best. He treated my father, treated my mother, treated me, treated my siblings. Yeah, he was like a father, but a doctor. And so that day, hiyo siku tulikosana na mami, she got off at Dr. Saleh's. Akaniacha mimi kwa matatu. Akaniambia, we enda home. Mimi nashukia hapa, lakini nitakuja.
Yes.
And I didn't even know ameshuka kwa nini. Later on is when she told me what was happening. And I think she had just found out that she has cancer. Ama they were just suspecting now that she had it. And my God, I was scared. I was so scared because I love my father and we've had a good relationship throughout. But I was my mother's best friend. My mother was my best friend. I love Baba, but Mami was my best friend. And we were like this. And so when I realized that she was unwell, when she told me, I don't know if we've ever had this conversation, but I was so stressed to a point where it started affecting me in school. So nikiwa shule, and I was in Kangubiri Girls in Nyeri.
In Nyeri, yes.
I was so stressed. I started doing this self-harm. Ile you cut your own skin because of the pain and all. And I remember one day when Mami was unwell, and one of those days when she's weak, she can't do much. Na alikuwa nyumbani and she was outside. I think nilikuwa nimempelekea fruits. Alikuwa ameketi tu nje. And she saw my hand and she asked me, Nike uoko, yani, what is wrong with your hand?
With your hand, yes.
And immediately she knew. Before I even answered, she asked me, kwani unajikatakata? Nikamwambia, umejua aje? Akaniambia, because I have been noticing that you're not okay. Are you stressed? Nikamwambia, Mami, you are unwell. I can't be okay.
Yes.
And one thing about Mami, she was so understanding. Mami used to be a very understanding person, because I remember her telling me that don't be so stressed about it, because even me, it's heavy on me, but this is what God wants. You know, it has not come from any unknown source. This is God. And so she encouraged me and told me, don't cut yourself anymore. Don't do those things. And just come, we talk about it. The way it's heavy on you, it's heavy on me. So we can just share. And that's one of the things I really loved about Mami. Let's talk about the moments when she was almost passing. Did you ever have a conversation with her about her? Okay, I'd like to think Mami started seeing her death coming. Kuna vile Mami alianza kuona kifo yake ndio hii inakam. So tell me about some conversations that you would have with her about that.
Well, during that time, during that time, we, at least anything that comes into the family between a couple, well, you cannot just keep it as a secret, but you have to tell somebody, your partner, that I'm feeling this and that. How do you see it yourself? Or what are your feelings about what I am feeling myself? You tell her. I used to tell her the feelings that I have, and surely she understood, and she was a very prayerful lady. So every time we came to such a talk, prayers came to be our answer. And so we used to be very prayerful, and these prayers surely saw us through until the end of the journey.
Did you ever get scared when you started having that conversation? That because mami alikuwa anasema, mimi nakumbuka one day we were in the living room, me, you and her. Na we na yeye mlikuwa mmeka kiti moja, ile kiti yako. In these our Kenyan homes, kuna kuanga na kiti ya baba, kuna kuanga na kiti ya mzee.
Ya mzee ndio.
Yeah, and so kuna kiti ya baba kwetu home. And this specific time, it was jioni, I think after supper or something, and you and mami were seated kwa kiti yako, and then me, I was seated kwa kiti ya ngare. We were all watching TV. Yes. And I remember mami started the conversation and said, she asked me, June, sasa sahi, Mungu akiniita, ni nini sijakufundisha? And I got so angry. I got so mad at her. Nakumbuka, nilipinduka hivi. Nikamuuliza unasema nini? She said, no, no kwaria. That means yani, tunaongea tu. And so she said, you know, there's a neighbor of ours who also passed on, Mama Debbie. She passed on and she left her 2 small children. And that could happen to me too. Because she was telling us, you know, niko mgonjwa. Ukweli, I am really, really ill. And so she asked me, you should be prepared, you know. And I was so angry. Nilikuwa nimekasirika sana. By the way, I think hata nilitoka nikaenda huko kwa mom sasa. And mom is my sister. And I was just angry. I asked her, what are you saying? You know, I think there's a way, also when, I feel like when death is approaching, kuna ile feeling mtu hukuwa nayo. There's a feeling that usually comes when somebody is about to pass on. It's like they can feel it. They can tell that something is coming. And so I feel like she kept preparing. Because nilikuwa na feel ni kama, unaona venye mkikaribia exam, mwalimu ataanza sasa kupitia kila kitu mbio mbio. So that's what mami started doing. So she used to remind me lessons and repeat other lessons and teach me new things. She would combine the syllabus. And how was that season for you when you started to you know, Mimi, I was in denial till the end. But how was it for you when you started realizing that it seems like my wife is leaving us?
Okay, asante sana kwa hilo swali. And surely things do happen. And especially now to men, let's say, men are sometimes patient with different difficulty things. So, usually I asked God to be of help to the feelings that I was going through. And surely I got help from God, and I accepted the way she could talk to me and the way she behaved because of the sickness that she was going through. And surely God helped until the end when we got what God had planned. Yeah.
Tell me about that time when you got the news that mommy is no more.
Well, now that one. When you know somebody that you have been together for those years, and now that person is no more, surely you don't have anything else but to ask God to give you that ability to accept what has happened.
What was your immediate reaction? Kwanza nani alikupigia kukwambia she's no more?
Sikumbuki ni nani alinipigia.
Unaona kama it was either, because watu walikuwa hospitali ni Aunt Wamaitha na mom, my sister.
Nafikiri ni Wamaitha.
Ni
Nafikiri
alikupigia.
ni Wamaidha alinipigia.
How was your reaction?
Sister-in-law. Reaction, actually, I could not continue with the talk, but I asked her, please, can we leave that to God? For it is God who has made it happen the way it has done. It is God who makes somebody to come into this world, and it is God who asks somebody, now your time has come for you to leave this world. So I asked God to guide me and to give me that courage to accept what has happened. And he really did. He really did. Yes, because I knew now she has gone. I'm left now with my children. And if I now show a lot of pain, so my children will possibly be more than I am feeling. So I got God's help, and surely things went the way they went, smoothly. I can accept that God really gave me that courage.
I feel like sometimes men usually, they receive a lot of pressure to be strong and to be firm. Because I like the way that immediately you just went into acceptance. Immediately after getting the news, you went right into acceptance, and now realizing that because you know your children are not going to take this easily, you knew that you had to step in the gap. You had to be strong because of them.
Yes.
And I really applaud you for that.
Thank you.
I applaud you for that, because
Thank
throughout, we have been able to see your strength.
Thank
We
you.
have been able to see how strong you have been, even in the times when we have some quarrels, especially me and my sister. Mom, najua uko hapo nje unaniona. You are somewhere, you can see me. Sometimes me and my sister, we argue and we quarrel, and Baba is usually the peacemaker. He's usually the one. Sometimes we call him Kofi Annan. Sometimes we call him, tuseme tu Kofi Annan when it's peacemaking time. And yeah, you've always been a very strong pillar of this family, even as much as, like there's a gap that is seen.
Thank you.
Even as much as there's a gap that was definitely left when Mommy passed, you have stood in there, and we can see it, we appreciate it, and even our children, your grandchildren and your great-grandson, we still have that. There's still some joy left at home, because most places when the mom passes, the home is different. Yes, it's still different, but there's still something to come home to. And for that, we appreciate you, Baba. Yeah,
Thank you.
We do. There's a time somebody was saying that funerals are different when you are in the front row. And the front row, that means family, that means immediate family. Wale watu ndio wamefiwa by their loved one. What are the things that were going through your mind during the funeral? When you're seeing that casket, I remember it was a brown, was it mahogany or what?
Mahogany, yes.
It was brown mahogany. And I remember many times I remember catching myself nikiangalia hiyo casket during the burial. But I can't tell you what was going through my mind. Ni kama akili yangu ilikuwa numb. I wasn't present. Tell me about what you were going through during the burial.
During the burial, my dear daughter, I really went through a very difficult time, because this is the time that the real thing came to my mind, that, now we are surely going to lay her in a grave. I was kind of confused, and thanks friends so much, because some of my friends came to me after realizing how I'm going through all this kind of reaction. My friends came to give me courage and peace, and some of them even had to pray for me, and surely God answered their prayers. That we went through that end of time for Mamangare peacefully, and God really answered my friend's prayers. And it ended that way.
I like that you mentioned that, because a support system is very important in such a time. Because sisi, as your children, we couldn't be able to be strong for you. We couldn't give you strength.
Yeah.
And also in the same time, maybe for you, it was also hard to be able to give us strength or be able to connect with us at that time, because we were all grieving. But we thank God because of the support that you get, because having a support system is very important. It could be friends, it could be a partner, and just somebody who is your pillar of strength at that time. Even just holding you, kukushikilia tu, because sometimes even your legs are weak.
Yeah, sure,
Kuna wakati we inafika. I remember Baba at the gravesite.
Sure.
That's the first time I saw you now, actually, you know. And yeah, we thank God for those friends that really stood in for us, stood in the gap, and supported us. Yeah, I remember at some point, Mami had a very big heart. Mami alikuwa anapendwa na kila mtu.
Sana.
Kila mtu. In fact, I think the priest who laid her to rest pia yeye alimwaga machozi.
Sana.
And one of the things, this is just random. One of the things I remember from the burial is at some point nikiwa nimeketi hapo ndani ya hema, I looked around and asked myself, awa watu wote wamekuja kuzika mama yangu, all these people, you know, and the tears and the sadness that was in people's faces. But it's very heartwarming, you know, to see people come in such large numbers from so far to just come and support us. Yeah. And yeah, we thank God for things like that, for people like that. I want us to talk a bit about after the burial. For many people, when you lose a loved one, it is after mazishi imeisha, mumezika mpendwa wenyu, watu wameenda, mumerudi kwa nyumba, that's when it hits you. When you look at that side of the bed and you're like, mwenye hapa hayuko, na hatutamuona tena. Ama you look at her side of the wardrobe and you realize these clothes are not going to be worn by her again. Tell me about that season.
That time, I'm telling you, most of these realities do now come into reality. And surely you start now realizing, surely this person, my beloved one, is really gone. There's nobody sitting at her seat where she used to sit. Now, there came a time when you go to rest. There's nobody. I even had to remove this her
pillow.
Her pillow from the bed.
Oh, really?
Yes, I had to remove her pillow from the bed. And surely that one also affected me. But with God's grace, He gave me peace.
I remember.
Gave me peace.
We thank God for that. I remember some time after the burial, you remember the picture, ile picha ya mami, the one that we used at the funeral.
Yes.
And sijui nani alikuwa amesema we put it kwa wall unit. Hapo juu. Unakumbuka nikikataa? Mi nilikataa, nikamwambia hapana, hatuwezi iweka sahi. I said, so the reason I'm saying this is because I didn't even know that you got to the point where you removed her pillow. Because, you know, the reality was a bit too heavy. But we thank God, because with time, healing comes. And there's a way God is just faithful. There's a way God just gives us grace. Even in the moment when you realize it's so heavy, it's so tough. But kuna vile, right now when you look back, now this is year 13 now.
13 years since she left us.
Yeah, this is 13 years now. And when you look back, truly you can see the goodness of God, you know? You can see that we thought it was going to be bad, but God has been faithful.
So faithful to our family.
So a couple of years after, now Mami has passed on, and we have started to get used to not seeing her, to sasa ni sisi tu wanne. How has life been since she passed?
Well, let's say life has been, let's say, a bit comfortable because God answered our prayers, especially my prayers, since she left us and there's no way that she was going to come back. So God really took very much control on my way of life. And I thank God for surely He has been of very great help to me. And up to now, I still feel God loves me.
That's very nice. That's very good reassurance because, yes, it's heavy, but we can't stay there. We can't stay there and keep grief. Okay, grief is there forever, but you can't stay there and just wallow, you know? Sometimes you just have to pick yourself up now and keep moving. You still had me in school, so you had to still think about, you know, venye school fees italipwa, venye nitasoma.
Yeah.
Even though my grades started going like this. Yeah, actually, after my mom passed, my grades took a bad turn. Me, I used to be a good student. And all of a sudden, I would come home and my results slip. And I remember there's a time. And you know, Baba, grief is very weird. You know, when we lost Mami, it was in July. After losing Mami, I went back to school.
Yes.
First of all, I had music festivals. And then I had exams, end of term exams. And I remember there's a point, I don't think I've ever shared this with you, but there's an exam which I did and I didn't write anything. I think sikuandika kitu yoyote. I just wrote my name at the top and I just stared at the paper like this.
Wow.
The whole time. I was in serious stress after Mami passing and I just looked at that paper. I think your karatasi nilikuwa na E, a flat E. Yeah, because I remember I came home with my results slip and you looked at it and you asked me, Mama, this is not you. What is happening? This is not you. Because my dad has kept all my results slips. Tangu baby class. He has all my performance. Yote, any certificate I have received, any award, nini, he has always kept everything. I think he even has a book of mine from baby school, baby class. And I remember my grades were going down. And the first... that first period after Mami passed was very heavy for me. It was very heavy for me. At some point, I was suicidal. At some point, I think I had some sort of temporary insanity. It was just crazy. And the fact that I also had school, I had the festivals, I had so much on my plate. But with time, it gets easier. Yeah. It gets a bit easier to handle that grief. Yeah. And so we thank God for that time.
Sure.
Like I said, Mami was my best friend. So now when I was going through these issues with grief, I didn't have anyone to talk to. I didn't know how I could come to you and we talk. Actually, ni kama venye sasa nimekuwa mkubwa, is when you and I now sit down and have conversations, right?
Sure.
Yeah, because me, I used to talk to Mami about everything. So now... which is also a good thing because now venye nimekuwa mkubwa imebidi sasa tukue tunaongea, imebidi tukue tunashare deep conversations. Yeah, like the time when I came and told you, now Baba, it's official, I have a boyfriend. And I didn't think I would be able to have that kind of that's a story for another day. I didn't think I would have that kind of conversation with you, that courage to tell you, because sikuwa najua utai, you know, teachers sometimes can be very tough. Yeah.
But it is natural. It is natural.
Yeah, so sometimes we would see Baba as a very tough parent. So opening up would be a bit difficult, but I think of late we are doing well.
Sure, yes.
Sindio?
Sure, yes.
Quite
accept.
Yeah, tukona conversations poa sana, and I thank God for it. It has taken quite some time, but we are heading there. We are good. Sindio?
Yeah. Now, I think God has really took our hands. Has taken our hands.
Yeah.
And he's now going with us on this journey.
Kabisa.
I quite believe that he's very much with us.
Yeah.
Yes.
And actually, let me tell you something I might not have shared before. This experience of losing Mami and dealing with it for all these years was part of my inspiration, if not my main inspiration for starting this podcast. Because I realized a lot of people walk around with grief. A lot of people are going through something they can't understand. They don't know how to unpack, And so I just decided to create a space where we can talk about it freely in a comfortable setting. Mahali, we can talk about how it actually is, to lose someone. So, yeah, but we thank God because over the years, a lot has changed. A lot of blessings we can see, like grandchildren you have.
And great grandchild.
And a great grandchild. Yeah. And we thank God for that. Sometimes we wish, of course, she would have been here to see her great grandchild. Yeah, I think she would have spoiled him. Angem spoiled sana. And of course, all her grandchildren. Yeah, because mami always loved children. Mami alikuwa anapenda watoto sana. Na watoto pia walikuwa wanampenda sana. In fact, hata watu wazima. Because I remember so many people who would come home and wanataka tu kuongea na.
Lakini sasa kitu kimoja ambayo ningetaka kuomba ni kwamba sasa hiyo kuanza mafikira ya kwamba ati I wish mommy was, you see, please ask God to keep that one away from. I wish mommy was, you see.
Of course I try. I try not to make it like a focal point in my life. Ati kila wakati I'm just wishing she was there. No, nowadays it doesn't even happen that much because
that's good. Asante.
There's a time I think I used to think about her every day.
Asante kwa Mungu.
Yeah, we thank God.
Vile amekuondolea hiyo mawazo.
Yeah, with time inaendanga inapungua. You learn how to live with it. You learn how to move regardless. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, yes. So right now I'm definitely better. Si ati nashinanga nikisema I wish. No. What are some of the things that bring you the most joy in this life right now?
Yes.
Ni vitu gani zenye zinakupeanga ile furaha sana?
Tuseme kwa vile vitu ambavyo Mwenyezi Mungu amenipatia blessings of having children. And now recently he gave me a great grandchild. Yeah. These are some of the things that really keep me in a very high spirit. Knowing that I have a child called Ngare, I have a child called Nyagodhie. I have a child called Wambui. So I now have a great grandchild called Jambali. So these are some of the things that now give me a lot of pleasure, and I feel so good, and thankful to God.
Thankful to God. Yeah.
Yes.
And we are very grateful. We are very grateful for those things, the things that bring us joy in life, Sometimes we really have to focus on that, because if we focus on the pain and we focus on the things that are not going well, we are going to be miserable.
Kabisa.
We are going. Me, I've seen it when I was in high school. That time after losing mommy, at some point, I was not okay. I was really not okay. But now with time, it gets easier. With time, you get the hang of it.
Correct.
Yeah, and we thank God for that. We thank God for that. So. Yeah, I know how your grandchildren and your great-grandson bring you so much joy.
A lot.
Now anapenda guka yao. Oh my goodness, those kids love their grandfather.
Watoto wako nikiwakumbuka. Nasikia furaha nyingi sana.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Hata wao wanapenda guka yao sana. Yeah. I'm really grateful that we've been able to have this conversation. I don't think we've ever sat down to talk about it. Hatujai keti tuongea about that whole experience. But I'm glad that we did. I know mom is mad at me. Juu sikumuita kwanza, niliita baba kwanza. Yeah, but maybe her time will come and she'll also sit where you're seated and share her side of the story.
Or maybe there will come a time when you'll sit three of you.
Oh, me and her in Ngare.
And in Ngare.
Yeah, yes. That's a good idea.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Instead of calling one at a time, I think you would better plan how you are going to make a 3 people meeting.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's a good idea. Now, Nata, my producer, is just nodding his head in the background. Hata yeye anaona hiyo ni idea kali. Yeah, I think we'll do that. I think we'll sit down, the three of us, and have that conversation.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I've ever had Ngare's side of the story, by the way. Sidhani nishaiona side ya Ngare ya story. Yeah, I think it would be nice to hear it, to get to hear it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very grateful that you've shared and trusted us to hear your side and opening your heart to us so that we can know, how your experience was. And we appreciate you. By the way, one of the things I really like about my dad is his gray hair and gray beard. I think tangu nikujue baba, you've had gray hair. But you had some black.
I had a lot of black.
A lot.
Yes.
Yeah, you had a lot of black, and then with time imekuwa gray. But it looks nice. It's very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, one of the things I remember when I was small, my dad used to keep a big afro. Like he used to keep his hair longer than it is. And sometimes nilikuwa namshuka matuta, you remember? Yeah, nilikuwa namshuka tu matuta hapa. And then sometimes we would forget, and in the morning he's getting ready, anaingiza kichana anasikia imekwamia, anasikia.
I even have those photos in
your phone.
My phone. With
the afro.
The afro.
Yeah.
And I've never shared. I mean, I haven't shown my beard tangu zamani. Nimekuwa tu mtu wa beard. So kwa hivyo sasa zingine na I look at them very black.
Unaangalia time they used to be black.
The time they used to be very black.
I can't wait for my gray hair to come. I hope itakuja mapema. Mimi naweza penda kukuwa na hizo gray hairs.
Ni mpango ya Mungu hiyo.
Ni mpango ya Mungu, true.
Mpango ya Mungu.
Yeah, it would be nice. Mommy used to hate gray hair. Do you remember? Mommy used to dye her hair. Nakumbuka kuna karangi fulani alikuwa anakoroga. Anakapaka kwanza huku kwa roots huku. Hakuwa anataka kuona gray hair, na nilikuwa namwambia wewe endelea tu kukaa na baba, utapata gray hair kaya. And she would joke about it. She said, "Dikweda, I don't want staki." So she used to dye hers. Alikuwa anakataa gray hair kabisa. Yeah, so it's nice when we have this kind of memories, and we laugh about it, because kuna wakati hatungekaa chini tuongea about this. Mimi ningelia throughout. And that's just the process of grief. There are times when you're having that conversation, it's very heavy, but with time it gets easier, a bit easier.
And like the time that we have had today, maybe it is going to play a very vital part in your life, healing your life, accepting 100% of the way it is. The talk that we have had today. And this session, I also feel so good about it.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so it's very encouraging to hear you say that.
And I don't know whether it would be possible and to pick a picture.
Tutapigwa picha tukimaliza. We'll do a photo shoot. Yeah, we'll do a photo shoot.
Kama sasa hii hapa.
It's okay, we'll still shoot after.
Yeah, after?
Okay. Saa hii tu tukimaliza.
Okay.
So I want you to look at your camera. And encourage someone who maybe mzee like you, or anybody out there who maybe might be going through a difficult time like that, losing a spouse or losing a loved one.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for giving me this time. And with life, we have different types of seasons in life. We have seasons when one is very young. We have seasons when one becomes a father or a mother. There are seasons when you become a widow or a widower. And all these things have to happen in life. So what is very important is to accept what has happened and ask God to give you very strong acceptance of what has happened, because all what has happened is because of God's grace. It is God who makes one to come into this world, and it is God who tells somebody your journey here on this world has come to an end. So what is very important is to accept what has happened and ask God to lead you in the rest of your life.
Yes. Wow, that is so profoundly said. and I don't even think kuna kitu ingine naweza ongeza. Maybe before we close nikuulize.
Yeah.
Do you think you will ever, we've had this conversation before, and I'm sorry for putting you on the spotlight, but do you think you will ever marry again?
Well, that one now, I think ni kuomba Mwenyezi Mungu aniamulie. Mwenyezi Mungu aniambie, you continue the way you are, or I give you another partner. It is God's will. And I keep this to God's decision.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that answer. It's a very safe answer. Yeah, me nilikwambia me I'm okay with it. Me, if you decide to marry somebody else, I'm fine with it. Hata I might call her mom, maybe. Yeah, but kuna mtu najua atakataana na hiyo, my sister. Mom hatakangi, mom anakatanga kabisa.
Hatakangi hiyo mambo.
Hatakangi hiyo mambo. Yeah, but thank you very much, Baba. I appreciate your time.
Welcome.
I appreciate you being able to have this conversation with me.
Me too.
May God continue to bless you. Ukwe na miaka mingi zaidi.
Amen. Amen.
And you look very good for your age, by the way.
Aha.
Yeah. My dad is actually 78 years old.
78.
Can you imagine?
78
Still very strong, still very handsome, with a nice hair, full head of hair. Very nice. Yeah. So thank you very much, Baba. May God bless you.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have more conversations maybe in the future.
Yes.
Yeah. But I really appreciate you taking your time to come here and have this conversation with me and have many, many people watch it and get to hear your side of the story.
Sure.
We've had a good time. We've had a good conversation.
May I also ask God to bless you so abundantly for having asked you to organize such a occasion where really we are talking of the time before I got married to your mom. We are talking about how life has been with Mama, how life has been after she left us. Yeah. And surely this is a great occasion. And may God bless you.
Amen.
Abundantly.
Amen. Thank you. It means a lot to hear you say that. Yeah, it means a lot to hear you say that. And I'm very grateful about that. And we usually have a segment on the show, and you can choose to do it or not. We usually have the final segment on the show where we call it one last phone call.
Siku zimepita kama upepo baridi. Kumbukumbu za.
So you'll take the phone and you'll just make a pretend call. And kama unapigia mami. Just one conversation you'd have with her, even if it's just short, anything you'd like to tell her. And then we can close.
Okay, so I take the phone.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, my dear Kate. Surely this is a great occasion. And since God planned all these things would happen, I now ask you, wherever you are, please continue praying for me and our children, for they still love you so dearly, and surely they pray for your presence in their life. And I also ask for your presence in my life. And please continue also praying for us. And may God continue being with us, with the children you left me with. And they really still love they still love their dad so much. And now your family has grown a bit bigger. Yeah, we have a great grandchild who is called Jampali. So now the family has gone that far. And pray for us. And we shall ask God to continue being with us and make us meet when time comes. I pray God to do that.
Wow, that was so nice. That was such a good phone call. Yeah, so I think I didn't expect that one day I would have this kind of conversation. And I'm very grateful that it has gone the way it has. Yeah. And you're an amazing person, Baba.
Thank you.
You have taught me so many things. One time I'll share about it. Kama unajua ile game ya kucheza na kamba hivi. Unaweka kauzi kwa mkono, unaifanya hivi. You know you're the one who taught me that.
Oh.
Yeah. You're the one who taught me how to make sijui mguu ya bata, to make a net. Yeah. You taught me so many things in my childhood. One day maybe we'll revisit those stories. Maybe one day we'll also have a conversation with Kina Amani about, You
also teach Kina Amani.
I will teach them. I will teach them, among other things, yeah. All right, so that has been our time today. Remember, this is the Grief Podcast where we unpack that heavy journey. We walk together, we share experiences, we encourage each other. We share laughter as well. It's not just heavy. Sometimes we laugh because they are funny memories, they are good memories, and we also smile at how life has been after, because it doesn't end with tears. Trust me, it always gets better. The silver lining is definitely there. Yeah, so stay tuned. We look forward to seeing you in the episodes to come. And remember, it always gets better. Everything is gonna be fine. That was our time. This is the Grief Podcast, and my name is June. Bye.
Wito wa moyo wangu, nirudishie furaha njiani kwangu.